plumbing, you never know what you're gonna find out here.
We the best, the best, the best, the best, the best.
Hey, I'm Fernando with Best Air and Plumbing Repair, and for today we're going to be installing toilets along with an HTO home filtration system. All right, so follow me so we can show you how it's done. We're going to start off with the HTO, which is going to be located in the garage. So what we're doing is we're prepping the HTO so we can install it. We have to dress everything first before we install it. So while he's taking apart that, I'm over here starting on dressing the HTO that we're gonna install. That way it just makes things run smoother and quicker so we can get done faster and efficiently. This system that they have currently is old. About how long do they last, David?
If it hasn't ever been serviced, anywhere from 4 to 6 years. But the system we're putting in is a lot better system because it's gonna soften and condition. And for the way the water is out here, it's recommended to have a conditioner, a carbon sink, and softener. Las Vegas is up there with some of the hardest water in the world. So anytime you could have any kind of treatment on your system to protect your water heaters, you know, fixtures, it's a good investment.
We're just waiting for him to drain. I'm finishing up connecting these. These are the heads. They go onto the supply lines. So they connect together right here. Okay. So it filters into the carbon. So they're gonna be attached like that once it's done. And then this is where it feeds into the water. The water feeds it into here. Then this filters it out, then flushes it back out.
The city puts in these meters. Anytime a valve in the house doesn't work, you could shut it off at this meter in here, and it shuts off all the water to the home. As you can see here, there's a lot of corrosion on the solder joints. There's a lot of corrosion on the packing nut. When water was on, there was a drip coming off the packing nut. Water would not shut off completely. So we had to shut it off at the meter, and that's a sure sign that this valve right here, 1.25" ball valve, is bad. What I would recommend is replacing this 1.25" ball valve, so that way if you have to do any maintenance or if there's an emergency, you can just shut it off from this ball valve and it'll shut it off completely. On this loop you have this ball valve, and you also have an 1.25" PRV, pressure reducing valve. This regulates your pressure coming off the city water. A healthy pressure is anywhere from 60 to 70 PSI. Judging by the valve failing, I would say that there's either really low pressure or very high pressure here. We won't know until we test it with the gauge. These two plumbing parts are very important for your system, so recommend replacing both. You should get some water out of it, so that's why I got my bucket. The main thing about your PRV is, as you can see right here, it has a direction of flow. Your water is coming in off the meter here. This is your direction that it's coming. It's supposed to hit your ball valve first so you could shut it off. It's very important to have a ball valve so that way if just the PRV goes bad, you could isolate your system and do your plumbing work. So after you take off the PRV from the nuts, I usually will either cut it or unsweat the pipe because all this is gonna be new. There's gonna be new nuts, new unions, and a new valve. never know what you're gonna find out here.
So today we're gonna be removing this toilet. First step is remove all the water out. What I use is a shop vac. Alright, next step is there's 2 bolts on each side. Right here, you remove these little caps. Those caps are removed. 2 bolts, 1 bolt on this side. This one, it's the second one. Then next, I'm gonna remove the toilet supply line that feeds the toilet water. Now it's time to pull the toilet. We're assembling the toilet. We have a new wax ring, new angle stop. So now we're gonna mount the toilet